I've learned recently that a young boy who was doing grade 11 last year, the principal in Guamashu told him, "We are not going to teach Inkonkoli in my school. Get out of my school." The grandmother and the father and also the uncle went there and started recording even the clerks, even the teachers and stuff like that, and tell them, "Hori, we don't accept Inkonkoli."
Activism doesn't stop just because things look good on paper. Because physically, I mean now, if your partner, wow sharp and then you go to maybe go police station, how fitla go police station wa explain or no, na partner ya ka nshapile. The next thing ha ba tlo thola hore partner ya hao ke nna. It's like, "Guy, why when you some sharpie back?"
Was left stranded go garage at the middle of the night.
Oh, I saw that story.
But the peers
was it like a gay guy?
A gay guy.
He was from they were from a party or something, and then he was left behind because of his sexuality.
Those people are not far. It's not like they just grabbed him from anywhere. These are the people or you spend more time with. So.
But
the problem ke gore, what do we do now with that? Because if it's my people, we're going to the parties together, and the next thing, Lona happy, you guys come and like you gang up against me.
I don't condone.
And this thing, it bothers me so much. I remember we once had a live around it. We shouldn't stop being activists, guys. We shouldn't stop,
And
because thinking just because in black and white ra khona na le motho a ka re tsamaye ro nyala re lo register retseng. We need to support these organizations. How about we must go there, physically be there and re emele dintho tseo.
Hi guys. Hello, hi.
Hello.
Hi, Questers. Welcome back to our very first episode of the year 2026. And I am not alone. I'm with the two faces that you guys might be familiar with. I've had these two faces in one of the previous episodes. So that means and here they are. They've decided to come back. And today, guys, we just decided to do things a bit differently, right? Our conversation is not structured like how we normally do it, I'm not only going to be interviewing them. We're just going to be discussing. It's a new year, so they're also going to be taking us through their 2026 goals, if they have, because I do have my ones. If you follow me on TikTok, you will see at Sasa the Last. I have already posted my first video. So we're just going to discuss them. But before I touch on those, let me just quickly introduce them. Hi, Bafana Technology.
Hello.
Lekai.
Arreteng.
Laula, Shapuzut.
2026.
Hello everyone. Yes. I'm okay with 2026 because for me it's a calendar year. But definitely when you say it's a New Year's resolution, we know as Africans, we start our New Year on the 23rd of September each and every year. As Africans, that's when our New Year starts. But actually for the year, because it's 2026 from 2025, you have to plan, obviously, maybe your future. What are your plans if I'm saving? Because we're in this scenario of saving for that year. Since Rona, we are from January until December, just like the Europeans. So yes, I do have some bit of here and there, the resolutions, but I don't try to script them down. I had a vision board, but it's something that I look. Usually the vision board, it's a step-by-step, maybe for the next 5 years and stuff. But somehow they are, but remembering your New Year's resolution is quite good. So I don't actually do losing weight or doing whatever. I mainly focus on maybe school and finance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's so interesting, eh?
Yeah.
At least I'm not the only one who still believes people must have New Year's
something
resolutions.
To think.
Exactly. And when it comes to you?
Guys, hello, the viewers at home.
Yes.
And thank you for having me once again.
Thank you.
What New Year's resolutions? Yo, I'm still stuck on 1986. Got a New Year's resolution in Fana. Well, New Year's resolution, I mean, look, maybe I'll start thinking about that around June. Right now, I'm still... Last year, December.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't thought of New Year's resolutions. And besides, I feel like those things, man, they get under pressure and to man. Yeah, no, I'm an under pressure.
At least it's good to hear the different perspectives concerning the New Year's resolutions, because now, only now I would say, I'm only starting to see the need, for these New Year's resolutions, to a point whereby I'm thinking, well, had I done that maybe previous years ago, I would have been very far. But I get it when we are people at a But anyway, let me just touch on my one. But there's only this one that I want to dwell on, because I feel like it's working perfectly.
Alrighty.
But no, guys, before we forget, I think another thing that I did not mention here in this podcast, we must viewers, please don't forget this podcast. We still know the mandate it's about us, the LGBTIQ community. But please do not come for me. Even if you guys are still straight, the heterosexual people, we do not discriminate against anybody. We really thank you for your support. But I think after I mention my New Year's resolutions, I think we're just going to divert a bit into some of the issues, affecting us here in the LGBTIQ community.
Yeah, sure, sure.
I think plus that, I do have something in mind.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
alright.
Okay, let me just touch on my ones. I'm just going to mention them. They were like 6. But I remember there's one that I did not add, the last one, which is saving money, guys.
Saving money.
Exactly. Okay, so the number one is wake up early. Number 2, exercise. 3, diet. Number 4, manage your time wisely on social media. Number 5, try out a new skill. Number 6, start and be consistent. And then the last one is save. All right. So now I think the one that I'm going to touch on, the one that I think it's working, this waking up early, guys. And I also did mention there on my TikTok that I was never an early riser. But trust you me, it's only been like 2 weeks and so far it's working.
So are you telling me Ruena utswa late?
Exactly.
And you don't eat well, you don't exercise.
Those
Those are, what, for me, those are basic
Exactly.
things that you should be doing in December, in June and stuff. The only thing, hence I said, I spoke about the calendar. Ne? I need to prepare for the end of the year regarding the events that are coming. Remember, we have Christmas, we save, maybe we're saving for a trouser, maybe you're saving for this, maybe Black Friday type of a thing. Saving, I think it's quite important. Hence I said that I only when if I study, so that it can improve me later in life. And also, I can also save money, to make things happen. But Rona, as people in South Africa, we need to learn, actually the whole world, we need to learn to take over ourselves. It doesn't have to be a New Year's resolution. But how? We start May or
exactly
November.
my point. We differ as people. Some of us are late bloomers. You get what I'm
Yes,
saying?
that's true.
So only now I'm seeing the need
different,
for waking up early, So, and I've noticed not everybody will do it. Like I'm saying, you gotta be intentional when you do this thing. So with me, the reason why I saw, actually there's a need for me to wake up early. I think I was now encountering the brain fog, guys. That time whereby you even forget the smallest things, like you can't even remember the words that you have to speak. Exactly.
Okay, let me the thing is, Lena, sometimes I remember words that I know very well. Are you telling me?
Forget.
But then I wake up early and I exercise. So
I think to some, with me, because now I know my lifestyle. Yes, it goes back to you guys when you say, I've been doing that for a very long time. Surely your mind is functioning better than maybe my one.
Okay.
But because, self-awareness is very important.
That's true.
Hence, I said, okay, you know what? I really need to put this one down. go my New Year's resolutions, waking up early, because now somehow iya thusa, you know. I also search for it. At least it has got like several benefits, you know. At least now it gives you time when you wake up in the morning. You know, you must have more time, because when you wake up in the morning, most of the time, the first thing that we do, if I can ask you, the first thing that you do when you open your eyes, okay?
The first thing that I do
When you open your eyes, just be honest.
Like, okay.
Just be honest.
Okay, I touch my phone. I
Yes.
don't do that.
Yes.
Like,
The first thing that I do,
that.
obviously, you go check a phone as for the time, if it's the right time to wake up. Definitely, I'll touch my phone, but I won't go to social media. I mean, one thing that I do, I always manifest for a brighter day. I mean, we're living in an age where we are growing as people, and then we become more spiritual. So usually I'll be like, okay, now it's a good day, same as our grandparents used to do. Ilanga elihle, siyabonga uNkulunkulu for whatever. I think it goes with age, because I'm too old, guys. I'm doing things serious and give what Baba Khol, you know. But when it comes to waking up, I always wake up on time. And sleeping, actually, before I even go to bed, I don't even pray or I don't even manifest. It's the same thing I did each and every morning. Ke check out, okay, no, it's 5 o'clock, and then I say, yo, siyabonga amadlozi bakabhovungane sesivukile, you know.
Siyabonga, Jess.
Yeah.
Okay. At least here. So not so far, I think I've seen the benefits of it. You
And
understand?
there's a way you need to start, and you've done it.
Exactly. That's why I was getting to that when you're asking me, Hore, only now you're seeing all those things, because so far it has because when I was coming back to what we were saying, I get it now. What I said is that I wanted to ask you guys, what is it, the first thing that you do in the morning? Then you guys said you don't touch your phone.
No, I don't touch my phone. The first thing that I do, to be quite honest with you, obviously, whatever that you need to do, kamo ring,
You must
do
do
it.
it.
And then just take a shower, and then drink water, you know.
Unfortunately, ke a e tshwara, but
And then after, I go and check, okay, for the day, I mean, now the only nice thing is that office ikamo the next bedroom. So that is it. That's
For
it,
the
rather.
next bedroom.
working from home.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah. So I don't look. The challenge, ke hore, if you don't maybe take your walks or go to gym, ubana le di aches and pains tse baya. Like you really need to like
Active when you wake up,
because
yes.
now the thing is, for motho e leng hore o tswa ka mo ntlong, lo palama taxi o interacta le batho ba bang, that thing on its own it's some sort of gym, running, who phakisa wetsang. So for me, it's a bit different. I don't want to lie. It's a bit different. Yeah, I always have lazy mornings. It's just that alamu illa. I don't snooze. I don't do anything. That's it. I'm awake. Yeah.
No, because I think it differs. Because also there's this, and now since I've picked up on my memory, the brain fog and everything. And then there was this article that I also came across too when I was reading somewhere, go internet. Most of us, we start worrying about our memories. The only time when it lets us down,
Yeah.
The minute you walk into a room and then you forget even why am I in this room? I think that happens to the most of us. How many times you go into your room and you
a lot.
get stuck there?
The other time
and
I
be
went
like,
out, and then I was like, where's the key? Key butler.
Exactly.
I looked all over, and it's in my hand.
Exactly.
And
And
I'm
then
like,
we start
my key.
yeah.
Especially I think also when we
start sorry to cut you short, and then you start blaming it on age or maybe ke stress, So what I've noticed ke gore hape le rona, how we use our like the memory, that's one thing. The truth ke gore when your memory, you do not use it the way you're supposed to be using it on a daily basis. Then so far it's
so sorry, man. Ke batla ho tseba, ha ba re are we using memory the way that you need to use it? Are you saying we are not utilizing our brains the way that we were intended to?
Exactly.
Like, how are you supposed to utilize your brain?
For instance, there are those negative people. Negative. Every time you don't see a good, everything when you see in every situation. You get what I'm saying? Such thing.
Okay.
So that's how I think when you use our brains, like in That's
So your New Year's resolution is to, one of them is to utilize your brain better.
utilize my brain better.
Wow.
You know,
Because when it comes to me, when you say utilizing your day better, you can divide your day into 3, which means
Brain.
8, 16,
I
24,
think it's-
right? 8 hours of sleep,
exactly.
is,
That's very
8 hours
important.
of waking, and then another 8 hours of studying. It's either on social media, you're reading something, you have a book,
That's
maybe you're studying
benefit
for
you,
something else, at least if you utilize it like that. So if you check all of them, you have enough sleep, right? The other one, you're working, you are training your brain as well. And then the other one, you're gaining more knowledge and more remembrance, especially if you're reading, you're actually filling up your mind with some kind of knowledge. It's either news and just to know hore, you're living
What's
in a world like
happening with
this.
the
Yes.
current
So
affairs.
for me, I think it's like that. That is why I definitely went back to studying, because of I knew hore, I couldn't just sit, you know. Yes, I have time to go on TikTok, I have time to go on YouTube, I have time to watch movies, I have time to check other people's experiences and stuff like that, and watch documentaries and all those type of things. It's just to make sure hore, your body, your mind is not sleeping. If your mind is always like this,
Exactly.
yes, then your mind starts is those other things. But other people use other things like maybe magnesium glycinate just to improve your body memory and stuff like that. So you can use supplements just to boost it up and stuff like that. But you have to make sure that your body and your mind, they function.
But I think
perfectly.
also with supplements, you gotta be careful on what you use. Nutrition also,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
because that's also yeah.
Oh
Okay,
well,
sabonga,
I
sabonga,
know.
sabonga.
Well,
Asikhulumeni ke ma.
the New Year's resolution
What's
in fact. I know lebala ka the New Year's resolution. I know. I don't. I feel like sometimes the New Year's resolution, ke tsona tse etsang hore motho a give up on a lot during the year, because o qala ka a high note. Number one, when you get into a new year, you don't always get into a new year on a high note. You get into a new year with uncertainties in most cases, because for somebody o snang the New Year's resolution, say another year, I wasted that year, and then it's this year, or nako engwe wa di ngola di resolutions tsa o fitla ko March o kgathetse, you're no longer doing, or maybe the thing is it's too many of them. Maybe if you've got one
or
thing, one thing for the year to say, okay, for the year, because most of us, we honestly speaking, we are grateful or we survived. So when you get into another year, people, hey, what are your New Year's resolutions? So then it's like, yo, guys, honestly, you don't even know what you want to do. Until later, kabo June, and it's nice to start gym in June, because most people don't even want to get out of bed in June. So that's when you can really physically challenge yourself to say, ke June, nna ke tlo tsoa ka 5 and run.
Ne?
And ka December, if you want to stop drinking, ka December batho ba nwa bojwala.
Wena
Don't drink. That's the real challenge. Because ka January, come on, you probably not drinking because iphakethe linciphile anyway. So ha ona le tšhelete ka February wa qala hape wana.
And
So
also-
we've got different
sure, I know, I
Sorry
get
to
you.
interject. Sorry, Cindy, I don't want to forget. She mentioned something very important when she said some of us are surviving and whatnot, you know. And now it took me back to, I remember that on the 31st of December last year, you know, I was on the hype for the first year of, you know, and I was so excited that we have made it. And like you were saying, some of the people haven't survived, and they're not even here today to have those these New Year's resolutions that we're talking about. And I bumped into this video. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
there's
so-
there's the 16-year-old gay guy who was brutally murdered by his peers, you know. And now, it made me wonder, guys, at this age, you know, whereby we thought the homosexual law, like we were thinking the homosexual acts are now decriminalized here in the law, South Africa. Yet we still find these gay people being killed. Like, what happened to our Ntuna?
Because that was a very bad. I don't know how to describe. I don't even have the words to describe how that 16-year-old was killed, and it's not only the friends that did it. The whole community turned their backs on him after crying so much that he's having that kind of discrimination. And it's not only that. I've learned recently that a young boy who was doing grade 11 last year, the principal in Guamashu told him, "We are not going to teach Inkonkoni in my school. Get out of my school." The grandmother and the father and also the uncle went there and started recording even the clerks, even the teachers and stuff like that, and tell them, "Hore, we don't accept Inkonkoni." So this year, this boy's supposed to be doing grade 12. Now, and stuff like that. It's part of those things that we grew up with, you know? I mean, this is 2025. We're thinking after when homosexuality was, was given a chance in South Africa, it was now termed illegal, which was on I think it was November 20th in 1998, when they said, "You guys, you can live the way you do." And then now it's been how many years? I think it's been 1998, I think 20-something years. Yes, and then we still have people that are doing those type of a thing. So some of us have experienced hate crime. I can only cry and feel for the child. I myself am a survivor of many, many hate crimes. I cannot even count many. From school, the term lesbian, I heard it from boys hitting me, saying that, when you're a lesbian, I was like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? And also growing up, trying to gen, lebatu, and being general with other people, I've met a lot of hate crime until you have to stand up as a black woman and then just try to protect yourself. At the end, growing up in the 80s and 90s at home, they didn't know what you were talking about, They never knew what is this term when we as lesbian. I didn't even understand myself. So now I think we are having this type of topics so that people can know so that we can eliminate this thing, hate crime. But it's quite a sad story. I think Babalo has also some that she knows about those type of stories that really and people are doing it out of hate. It's
unbelievable, man. Like, Bona, how many times since they revolt, legalize the act, the constitution needs it's a that we don't even know of. Now I don't even know how old I was. About 1996,
and with us, I couldn't even report to anyone. I've been hit by boys, or maybe at tertiary. These guys never matters, or even in town. Actually, one of the hate crimes, it was the boys. Growing up as a stud, like you're thinking, man, you can hang out with the boys. And then one other time they tell you, you know what, we can do 1, 2, 3 on you, and you don't have. I was like the people that actually helped me. It's outsiders that actually know my dad. It's like and stuff like that. But generally, people that continue doing these things is the people that you know about. There is no one who can do hate crime on you without knowing you. But okwaziyo is the one ocabangelayo ukuthi konje uyilesbian shukuthi into yakhe inje iqinile ngangena lapha, or maybe kill them so that I don't go to jail. It's some kind of a fetish. I don't know, Pablo, what do you think? If someone that you know really.
Whatever my thing is, when Cindy and when Sasane, like if you think about it, like we've had our first Pride March in 1990. 13th October, which is like 36 years ago, like this year. And like the fact that by the time it was 1996, like
how old was I?
I don't know. Now I know, okay, 1996, all right, nearly 2 years at school. But by the time it was 1996, like Rona, our constitution was great. It looked great. It looks great on paper. I don't want to lie. The fact that sinikezwe amalungelo okushada, sanikezwa amalungelo wokuthi we can adopt kids, we can now transition, we can do a lot of things, in black and white. But then when you go out there, it's like a different story, because when you are out there, our constitution physically, it doesn't protect us, because let's be honest, I mean, if you think about it, the first recorded hate crime that we know of in South Africa was in 19 It was in 2006. She was only 19. Like, she was brutally murdered. I don't even want to go into detail for that. But then it is quite sad, hore. This year, 2026, but then even before we get into 2026, already one of our own has fallen again, you know.
Brutally killed.
Yeah, like it's and you ask yourself, hore, what is the issue? And then you also, sometimes you even think about things like, okay, before we got this sweet independence, freedom, you know, this great constitution, air protector, how did the world look like for lesbians pre-1990, you know, before Ribanalele March, before everything? Because if you think about it, nkare freedom ya rona e re tliseditse dintho tse dingata, or I don't even know how to
fully
I don't even know how to put it, because how do I share? All of us sitting here, we know somebody who's either been brutally attacked or brutally murdered, you know. I mean, it is so appalling the way, like, society is looking at us, you know. Sometimes, I mean, if you check, even when we're doing the marches at Pride, you find out because it's a thing, okay, I'm even scared to go to march. And of which it's important to march, because activism is important. It's important, or we must continue to be activists, because if we stop, then what? We shouldn't stop.
How do we curb now all these killings? Because as Outla, in whatever that we say, these killings, it's not people who do not know us, like Cindy has just said, you know. And also, if you also follow on this story, now he has been brutally murdered by some of his peers. So you can tell that is a premeditated
murder.
Yes, murder. And also, like Leisho, I think we do have we've got the majority, like several of these people who have been killed, you know. And article underscore. I also, when I was, like, you know, scrolling through the TikTok videos, and then you can tell she's a storyteller in a way, but you can tell on that video, because, like, it was live, and you could see even the background where he was left stranded go garage at the middle of the night.
Oh, I saw that story.
But the also.
Was it like a gay guy?
A gay guy.
He was from they were from a party or something, and then he was left behind because of his sexuality.
And those people are not far. It's not like they just grabbed him from anywhere. These are the people you spend more time with. So. But the problem is, what do we do now with that? Because if it's my people, we're going to the parties together, and the next thing, you guys come and, like, you gang up against me. And
I don't
you
condone hate crime in any way. Remember, we are a young democracy. I mean, it's been 30 years, since maybe 30 years since after 1994. And really, in South Africa, because we have a beautiful democracy, it was hard. It was not actually hard for gays to be allowed, unless they had to change the whole constitution. Do you understand? If they say non-discrimination, already that is when Munkodi went there and said, you said non-discrimination. So in I'm gay and stuff like that. Yes, when the first Pride was done in 1990, it was Labo Bantu Labo Bisbabona on TV. Obviously, it was not even screened. You understand? But after 1998, you could see people with pride. But we need to remember that we are born into a patriarchal society that is ruled by religion and also Christianity or Islam or whatever. We have different sense of being directed to a certain whole. You understand? So we have to be kind. I'll make an example. If I have to come out to my parents, I knew when I started seeing Take 5 when I was my 15, 16, I'm like, I think I'm like that type of a person, or maybe Kibona Pride. My mom will start saying like, Bazotini, Bazotini, in because of we were led and then never directly into a certain portion of saying it's a sin. You understand? It's not African, it's not all those type of a thing. So we need to be kind to ourselves that we're still going to have this type of a thing. But I've always debated with Babalo saying that, Cindy, people don't go to Pride. And I often tell Babalo one thing. Yes, we are still young. yes, we do have those crime. It's just that we have the protection of the cops. Do you understand? I think the South African police and the whole
government
thing,
is
the
as-
government
on
needs
its
to come
own, as a
stronger.
whole.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is why when you listen to Ramaphosa, he'll start saying we are a non-sexist society. Already, ne? We are like that. But as long as we have the older generation that are still sitting at our home, is going to be a problem. The new kids that are now born, that are starts 15, 16, 17, they can tell you, I'm gay, I'm non-binary, I'm whatever. We're going to have a free in South Africa after we've, with these kids that can say, no, I'm not going to follow any churches. I'm not going to go do 1, 2, 3. I don't want to be led by that. So I think also, probably, maybe it can change later in life, if really. Do you understand? So people are still stigmatizing. It's only AIDS. How only AIDS never.
Hey, there's a lot of
Hey,
you didn't even want to show the
guys,
same plate
Mara
with
guys,
you, or
you
use
know,
the
ne?
same.
You know, I hear what you're saying. Mara, here is my thing. We have a group of people, I mean, like Pride Aruna in 1990. Only 800 people attended, right? Ne, sharp. And then, Huyakwa, it was sort of like, when we did our parades, right? But then you see a decline. And then my thing is, from where I'm sitting sometimes, maybe I might be wrong and I stand to be corrected. And maybe we should bring somebody who's got more knowledge regarding this thing, activism. My thing is, activism doesn't stop just because things look good on paper. Because physically, I mean now, if your partner wow sharp and then you go to maybe go police station, how fitla go police station wa explain or no na partner ya ka in sharpile, the next thing ha ba tlo thola or partner ya hao ke nna. It's like, hi wena, why when you some sharpie back? Like, it's that thing ya hore somewhere somehow there's this whole thing gets lost in translation, or maybe it's lack of information, or maybe it's I'm not interested. I'm not interested in knowing more about
lesbianism,
about
LGBTQ.
these people. I mean, like babatla ing. But my thing is, we got freedom, but in Gary we are paying a price for having for having this great constitution, protecting. Because again, but like activism is sort of like, it's done only when people feel, I know this year I feel like going. Next year I don't feel like going. I don't feel like this. I feel like this. It's like in Kari.
Or when there's an outcry, you remember those incidents whereby Raizore so and so has been brutally killed. That's when and then
Because
you give
activism
it,
mustn't
you
stop.
you give it like few weeks, and then
Hey, we
And
need,
we
like
can't-
we
can't
mustn't
expect
stop,
everybody
guys. We
to
mustn't
be
stop.
activist, though. We cannot
No, but
say
why not? We
everybody
must
must
all
be.
be activists.
Remember, guys, let me tell you something. Being gay, being lesbian, being trans, being whatever, it's not your fault. You're born like that. Straight people don't have to explain themselves. We have everything just like the straight people. It should be like that. Hence, I'm saying that the people that we're having a problem with is the people who were drawn into some kind of a religion, growing up saying that Babanali stigma against. Do you know what I'm saying? But the new generation, as it comes, is like that. It's quite uniform. This thing from other countries that have developed, you understand it, just like in Brazil,
But when we can't
just
compare
like in
ourselves with those
yes,
people.
but I'm
I think
talking
we do
about
need to
do
more
the
like
work
racism,
here.
ne?
Yes,
No, we
racism-
must do our own thing here at
yes,
home.
let me tell you, it's
must-
finally
we must-
racism. I
we
cannot just
must
go out
swing in.
and then getting my. So it's not about me, Now
you
I
were
definitely
brought
don't
up
go
like
to
that.
Pride because of Pride. It has lost its pride. People are just going there just to have fun and drink. That is why there is no activism when it comes to that. Many people that are affected, we are a minority. And the crime that is happening is minority. Ne? And then how fitla mola hate crime, they changed it to gender-based violence. You understand? Because of now we have a right. You understand? But we're talking about people that are having a problem with LGBTI people, the people that you know, that want to do something to you. Do you understand? It's not like people are going around now. It's different from when I was growing up, when I was 20. I'm 43 years old, 23 years later. I'm talking about 23 years later when I was 20, walking around. each and every time you know, it was easy for a guy who outclap and do all those type of things. Yes, the laws are there, but we have to remember, I cannot go around starting to protect lesbian. What we have to do is, when we're speaking to parents, when we're speaking to kids, when we're speaking to your colleagues, whoever, try and educate them better, because we don't
that
even
education
have
is that is activism.
education.
That is part of activism, educating, because hona no ne wena ne family nyao, how many people understand you like because sometimes your uncle knows your partner, mara ba re jonong o ithollaning monna, and at that time monna wao ke monna o na leng, okay, if I may say ke re monna wao o na le di ornaments, but that's your man. Like, I'm not saying ore vele re banna per se, but what I'm saying gore people know yeah. The thing is, people know you are lesbian, right? But then every time how you go high, but no, this is not my friend, this is my lover. Mara how fitla ko eno ba o bitsa ko kamre ka ntut o nyala ning monna.
When it comes to you, when did you start
why that thing?
Explain it to your family. Are you still explaining yourself to your family?
The thing is, as much as charity begins at home, malapa awatshwane. For batho ba bang, you don't even have to come out. Ba bona
they can read between the lines.
They can read between the lines. Ba bang tamile o etse protesting yana ya hao ka montlung o no anehe bo trankanyana kwa letsatsing ba e bone hore I know mo. It's different. But it's important that they come out. But then what happens after you come out? Because if you come out and then you don't get that protection from Kwehenu, it means you are doomed sometimes. But I'm not saying if wena Kwehenu ba accept her, you are safe. My thing is, and it's an unfortunate thing when I Cindy hore, we are not house straight. You came out as whoever that you came out as, but then rekasere but they fought for us. They fought for, you know, people are fighting for us. We fight for whatever cause. In this instance, we were fighting for freedom, and I mean, like, we've got it isn't freedom per se, but we fought for all these rights that we now have, ne? However, the rights they are being violated. We understand, even though Rabona li country ikimang Ramaphosa ka di 21 tsa November o declared GBV as a national disaster and whatever, and then okay, there is a bit of progress in that regard. Mara runa, we are expecting other people, like no ha ke re go ena a re go pride a re tsame ro macha chomi a re apare tekitsa rona re lo machela this thing, because now, as much as we've got this whole beautiful thing in black and white, in reality ya peta nna le wena re ka itsamela re le di chomi ra ithola se re lelekiswa. In 2026 it may happen, and God forbid hore we ever have to hear these things, but they are still happening, and it's like lo rona as ntshwenyena nka re jwanong relaxitse ra a batla ipona o machanga lo macha.
In other words, we fighting king we're not gonna win.
It's not like we're not gonna win.
I'm saying that
it's not like we're not gonna win.
I think like
no, it's not gonna win.
Same as this GBV.
Yeah,
women.
That's what I
we shouldn't stop activism. We shouldn't stop.
Are you guys seeing a difference now? Is there anything?
There is no
it's
difference.
Only these marches that are happening. But how can we watch tula washeba?
Maga di marches are necessary. We shouldn't stop. Le for runa as my LGBTQ.
But not also.
We shouldn't stop.
We don't need to isolate ourselves as lesbian. Guys,
yeah, we should also attend.
Let me just put a point to say that I'm repeating to say that being gay, being homosexual is normal. We have to accept the fact that we are
not
normal from
that.
the other people. Ne? We have serious issues. Hate crime is a serious issue, but we have gender-based violence. So whenever you want to push this one, and knowing we also have another problem.
No.
So don't march
this
for
LGBTI
only, because the perpetrators are also here. You have
I'm saying we need to be
activists
in everything.
When we go to Lentuzana, we have organizations that organize Pride March, right? And some of them, they're there for profit because they're being gained. I don't know if it's profit or whatever, but they have their own way of dealing things. And if Barifile 3 streets to run around, it's fine, let's just show visibility. But within the organization, it'll be wise for them to post on TV and get all those things. So we are dealing with another thing, it's social media and also another media. Like now, this is your own thing. It's not directed by Prime Media or SABC. So you can talk about whatever that you want to talk about. So it's even difficult to get into those streams to say, but to the LGBTI, they're going to do that. You can see it on 94.7, Highly Pride Month. They'll always say, Happy Pride Month. Each and every song. Kaya FM, they do it.
And we're being
stuff
accommodated
like that.
Everywhere now.
Even
companies,
yes, and then there's always a slogan.
Everywhere.
It means that we are improving as people. Ne? Yes, gender-based violence is there, but hate crime is also there. We need to take it as one. Yes, we are being killed. But if you go to a police station and then a lesbian girl was, killed, and then someone will say, yes, another woman was killed by the husband, the other one was raped and done all those things, so we have one common issue, crime in South Africa. We have a serious crime. So that is why when people are being killed in the LGBTI community, you look at a crime of passion. They didn't just stab her, they made sure it's a crime of passion. When you kill somebody that you know, you don't kill them because of a stranger. A stranger can just say 1, 2 or go. But with them, it's a crime of passion. For some other reason, it's a hate crime. So yes, yes, we must continue, but it's important to teach our parents, your
family actually,
and stuff like that. But it took time. I never came out to my parents because I understood how my mom and my dad are still drawn. I gave them time. Going to churches, I've been through a lot with my parents, but I gave them time until they accepted.
So we still have a long way here. We still have a long
and
way.
And if ulumunyane, guys, wait until you finish school, finish your education.
Stop out.
But guys, we can't. No. We cannot tell people what to do. What I'm saying,
is just my tip, just to say finish school. Yeah,
you can't tell a person, Nuri, don't come out until you are 20.
If you know your parents or by moka, if ba accept, if I accept, equal.
Because you still,
yes,
still
and
under
then
their
go
roof,
work. You're
and
under
still
their
relying
roof.
on them on almost everything.
You rely on them, and
so. Kick her out.
Mama, the most important thing, and this thing, it bothers me so much. I remember we once had a live around it. We shouldn't stop being activists, guys. We shouldn't stop.
And
because thinking just because in black and white, we need to support these organizations. We must go there, physically be there, and re-emulate into those issues.
Don't you guys think maybe it's gonna be wise for us to maybe one of the days invite one of the old activists, people who were there, like you guys are saying, about 1998.
Because now, because there's a lot to unpack when it comes to activism. Because you know what's and you see the countries that's on Kenya. Kenya used to have pride, then it was taken away from them. And it's quite sad. Those things can happen whereby 1 minute you got everything, 1 minute and I'm not saying Kenya, they were not fighting for it, they were not doing this. You can't even say why would somebody ankele mutu that right to be free. Guys, do you know how it feels like to be told your way of life is criminal? Like I can rata openly and freely. It's sad.
Because
It's sad.
and
It's sad.
this thing hence I'm saying we are still growing into this. We're going to be okay, guys. I'm sure maybe we'll be reincarnated kill a gay boy. It's fine. Do you understand? Look at the case Ngizo Mzunu went and spoke about Imvululu. You're not supposed to be wearing this and stuff like that. And then was an Amabutu and it's trying to block my trying to march and do all those things. And then all the gays and lesbians, they went there and their families and whatever, but that's my mind. And by the time he came with those men named Bazo, trying to distract the lesbian, the people that stood out for lesbian is the parents
And
of the
kudos to
lesbians.
them.
And those are the people that supported. They told him, if you are going to instruct this thing from these are our customers, these are our children, you don't have a right. So as time goes on, guys, that's why I said that the generation mover at least now I'm 43 years old. I do understand.
But no, what
I've been
generation are you
there.
talking about?
No, I'm
Cindy?
just talking about age.
2Ks
We are
maybe.
moving. Babalo, we are growing.
But can I tell you something?
Imagine
There isn't my 2K, probably, and I don't even know why we have to separate generations like that, because sexuality is sexuality. If you're like, we shouldn't even have the sections. All I'm saying, if we are not pushing the messages, bana ba re latelang ka mo morao, le bona ba tlo ba relaxed. If now,
I think grade mang, when you're studying doing life orientation, they teach about homosexuality. I see with my nieces and stuff. They learn about it. They tell them sexuality. They tell them what is a lesbian. That is how I learned. Curriculum used to be like that. I remember one time we were trying to push the homosexual LGBTI Zoom book to the Department of Education so that they can take it as a minister. The minister has already been approached and told. I think it was after Mary Metcalf as one of the first ministers in education. You need to teach children by and stuff like that. So what happens is that these children, they learn about it. If you have a teacher or somehow, I think of my grade mama, there's a topic when they're talking about homosexuality. Maybe in future it will be sharp. Now I'm just saying that now it's easier when people see it more often in South Africa. By bona, it's easy for a kid to say, hey, I'm in grade 6, I'm in grade 3, and there's a gay boy at my class, Ujuang and stuff like that, and then start experimenting all those type of things. Yes, I'm not separating like Babalash. I'm saying that generations, they do change.
It's only started in early age.
Yes.
my thing
as with the parents, if I were to have a children, or maybe one tutu has to have children, understand that
for me, it's not even tabaya because you also don't want Batu Babang to be like, okay, Rabona, this Rainbow Nation is pushing this agenda to kids at an early age. It's not even about that. Now, my point is more on, we shouldn't tire physically fighting for the rights that we already have. We should physically be there. Buka is something. Social media is something. But physically going there to say, guys, also le ba mutlapile. Whatever. This has happened. So because guys, the rights we wouldn't have them if 1990 didn't happen.
But hence I'm saying, or maybe we need to get those people so that they also gonna they can be able to tell us how was it like. Maybe Rona we thinking it's worse. This thing it has started long
I can
long
remember
time ago,
when after it was debated in Parliament in after 1996 when we're talking about discrimination upon gender and stuff and then it was agreed okay, non-sexist, non-whatever. So people by the LGBTI went there and said, if you're saying everyone is equal, Lorna, you need to accept us. And then it was debated in 20th of November. Terra Lokota stood in Parliament and started saying, people of South Africa, we are allowing LGBTI into here. Homosexuality is legal. It was Terra Lokota, he was in the member of ANC at that time. Everybody celebrated. It was 1998. And then after getting it in 1998, then you want to get married. Now we have a stamping block. What's supposed to be done? It was only done ka
2006,
2006 gore, okay, now you guys can get
2000
married.
and- 2005 actually.
2006. It was
2006,
Sure.
Yeah,
April
2006,
2006. And then it's been how many years? Gore tshwantse re nyale? It's been like 19 or whatever years. Ne? But guys,
I remember I was,
so
Yeah, yeah.
we are trying gore
2005
re gole, and the real activism, they gave us the right.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and yes, we can fight about hate crime and stuff like that. As a country, we have a broader thing, it's which is gender-based violence. Ne? And then these violence, kaofela the lesbians that I know, they've been killed by men. All the men are the perpetrators of this hate crime. Ne? We have a problem as a society of men being, being the perpetrators of this hate crime or doing whatever. Yes, I understand the bubble activism. But we cannot disclose ourselves.
I'm not saying we must only
we
push
have
us.
another, yes, even
I'm not
within the
saying only us.
LGBTI,
Like kaofela, like
We need to unite.
It's our rights.
the organizations say. Yeah, like be involved. Tseba lori tomorrow molao o tshintshile so reng. Because one day o tlo phapama wa thola hore your existence is now criminal.
But
You know what I mean? Because you are just there when vibe fela.
And without even
You know?
mentioning the organizations that are there, I know when you are doing that, you constantly go into schools or community halls looking for lesbian according to the region, and then obafa ingi oba some kind of the workshop unyana obarute. I used to attend those type of a thing, but it's no longer there. They're only pushing.
They're there, man.
And Elena did not know there's this organization. I'm planning on having those people here on the studio also.
Yeah.
There's this organization. I don't know if you guys know about it. It's called Lebuba Sadi Foundation. It's
Yes,
somewhere there
yes.
in Val. Apparently they do have a shelter for those kids, for those LGBTIQ
Yes.
members who have been abandoned by their family members, especially for having come out. So I think Libona, when they come here on board, they can maybe try to explain to us what really causes that, and like how are these parents actually when they come and do all those
And also
type of things.
the one that runs Virginia, for example, who went to the same thing of children, but they now integrated the parents and the children, trying to make them understand. Like I said, it takes time for your parents to fully understand also. It's a taboo to say mama nakrata, because she's not even grown into that thing. And you have to be more understanding. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the knowledge that you have, so that it can get erased. That's a new knowledge. So when we wanted to do the shelters for the Soweto gayless, we wanted to create the same structure Eyakoval. And that's why I was saying, if you're old enough, only 1870, go finish your school under your parents. If keep quiet and do whatever that they say, and then go and work very hard, and then live your life outside.
That will be a very good initiative. But coming back to that, do you think our parents will ever understand, guys?
My mom does.
Because Baba Lo mentioned something earlier on, behind the scenes about the child, or her child also not under, she does not think even in one day. I don't know if you want to talk about it. Or when you'll ever try to understand. It's so painful when the child comes and says, "Mama, this is the life I can choose." Yeah,
like you know what? Until you are a parent, you see the thing is how santsano le munyane. Even when you come out kangqondo one-sided. There's like hunale bunero minding yana bubaya when you are still young. Unanela when only one. Ne? But then when roles are switched, now you are a parent. Ne? Even to a point where la bona ngwana apara in a certain way, it worries you. It worries you like yo. And yes, it does take time. It does take time. Well, it doesn't mean just because you've come out, your parents must automatically be like, yippee. You are fortunate if Barry, I know Nanzarobona Velore. But it's never, it's worrying in a way. But then, after a while, with a bit of patience, you do come around and then sharp. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yo, guys, like I said in the previous episodes, you guys have got so much insight, on this topic. And I believe by having you guys as residents, because I can say now, from now going onwards, you guys are going to be more residents, and I think a whole lot of us as the LGBTI community are going to learn a thing or two, you know. I don't know if we should say, now, you know, we you
I
know,
know, yeah, I think,
and
yeah,
maybe we
we've
should
said it.
also, I don't know what you guys think, maybe our audience there at home, the members, by the way, if you feel like there's a certain topic maybe you'd like for us to touch on, do not hesitate just to comment there on the comment section, and then we tackle, then we see what it's gonna be.
All right,
Ne?
I know. Thank you
It
for
was nice
having us. I
having-
mean, hopefully we'll have more. We'll like go more into detail about certain things, and especially about these challenges that
We have so many.
And I think also next
LGBTQs.
time, just to make it real to the audience, we need to talk about something that we have already experienced. History. I need to talk about me. How was the challenges? I think it's better if you have a reference of someone who has lived that life. Iskaba, this thing,
The references are just right here.
Can I rather hear from other people? I don't always want to be. I mean, story saka man. It's too like there are people who like wabona motoring or come out and then go in about tibele. Guys at the age of 19. House sebetsi, you only have matric, and then about disowner, and then not by a family or maybe ke batho ba kereke, because it's not only church, guys. It's not only deep hakalo. Nakong nje, it's based on nakong parents are scared because the fact that we are saying phobia, it means people are scared of ntwengena. It's that people are scared. What are they scared of? Some people are just scared. Babang, it's a thing. So to be actually thrown out.
And it'll be fine if we invite the younger one.
Yeah, the younger one's like,
One
go
in 2000,
guys, this is your platform, you know. Come share everything that you want to share with us. There's a whole lot, guys, we can tackle. And now I think my one as if we can just make our parents understand. I know we still have a long way, but hey guys, those people are bleeding inside, man, and they also don't understand what that also does to us, you know. But anyway, we love you guys. We'll never ever gonna finish, you know. So we love you guys. Keep those subscriptions coming. Do not forget also to follow Cindy
at all social platforms.
No, now I'm on TikTok.
Yeah.
Ke Paballo Mofokeng on TikTok.
All right.
Yeah, bo.
And then Sasa the Less on all the social media platforms. Thank you guys. It was nice being with you.
Yeah, thank you.
In another next episode.
Thank you.
Alrighty.